After my first daughter was born, I had a rough time. A victim of various postpartum issues, I was terrified to let her out of my sight, and I stayed home for literally months on end, naked from the waist up, in maternity sweatpants, and a breast friend cinched around my waist like a life preserver. I did nothing but nurse, pump, watch my baby sleep and poop, and listen to my brain cells dying. My own mother had passed away 18 months before my daughter's birth, and my therapist had warned me that motherless mothers can have a hard time postpartum, particularly when isolated, and she was right. So when I was pregnant with my second child, I was determined to get out, to plan to make time just for me. Happy mommy, happy baby. So I signed up for a travel writing class in the city. It was on Monday nights from 7 to 10 p.m. I was ecstatic. Never mind that I had 2 children and would never have enough time to travel anywhere to write about it. I was getting out. My big challenge was how to deal with my newborn's 9 p.m. feeding, since I was far too guilt-ridden to give that up. Bringing my baby and boppy to class would clearly defeat the exercise. But sitting in class attached to my Medela breast pump also seemed like a bad idea. That was when my partner reminded me that my breast pump came with a car adapter. So I could just plug it in and pump on the way home. Multitasking at its finest. Once in the classroom full of 20-somethings and retirees eager to learn about the tricks of the trade, I remembered that now that I had a preschooler and a newborn, I had absolutely no attention span. As I got closer to the 9 p.m. feeding, my lack of focus worsened as my breasts filled even more rapidly than usual. By 9:15, they had hardened into 2 boobtastic bowling balls. And I spent the last half hour of my class fantasizing about how good it would feel to nurse anyone. I gazed longingly at my fellow classmates. She has nice lips, but adult braces. He looks hungry, but oh, that goatee, chafing. When the class was over, I raced down to the car. Once in the driver's seat, I unbuttoned my shirt as discreetly as possible, attached the hands-free harness, which looks like a bra with 2 giant holes cut out of it, inserted the funnels, screwed the bottles on tight, attached the tubing to the machine. Then I plugged it into the cigarette lighter and turned it on. All was good again. It was a little awkward holding the steering wheel, but other than that, it was very, very serviceable until I hit the gas. Apparently, the car adapter should have come with the following warning label: sudden acceleration of your vehicle will result in bionic sucking speed. So every time I hit the gas, and then stopping for a light, since I did not want to be stopped at lights where anyone passing in an SUV could casually glance down in the window of my Honda Civic and see the plastic bottles hanging off my nipples, I kept flooring the gas, only to be again startled by the satanic sucking. I did try cruise control, and that did not help. To make matters worse, the supersonic speed was draining my breasts at a ferocious rate. By the time I got to Route 78, the right bottle was full to brimming. Frantic to keep the milk from backing up and spilling, since wasting breast milk is akin to murder, I tried to unscrew it from the funnel while keeping one eye on the road and one hand on the wheel. Oddly, it never occurred to me to pull over. I reached over to search the pump case for the bottle screw top, and a loud honk from a neighboring car alerted me to the fact that I was swerving into the next lane. Jerking the wheel, I accidentally spilled half the bottle of milk into my lap. I know. Still sad about that. Then, another irritated honk from the other side. Oops, sorry. That was when I noticed the police car in my rear view, flashing its lights. Of course, with the jerking and weaving all over the road, I looked like a drunk driver. As I pulled onto the shoulder with my free hand, my heart pounding to the beat of my pump, I struggled to guess at the possible repercussions. Was this illegal? Could I be arrested? I mean, I did have open containers in the front seat. My only hope, as I watched the police officer approaching, was that he would be a she, and that she would be a mom who once wished she too could pump while on patrol or on stakeouts, with a Munchkin donut in one hand and piping hot coffee in the other. But it was a he, a 20-something rookie, and this was clearly not something he trained for at the academy. For a long moment, we stared at one another. Me, breasts bare except for my harness, leaky pump parts still dangling off my nipples, holding a bottle of milk in each hand. And him looking like that priest in The Exorcist. I spoke first. I really need to get home, officer. He quickly turned off his flashlight and cleared his throat, looking down at the ground. Yeah, you know, be more careful, ma'am. I disconnected my tubing, buttoned up my shirt, and drove home with my milk, shaken but not stirred. Overall, my experiment was a success. I don't remember a single word from the class, but I did get out of the house, I showered, and I stayed out of prison. I also learned the most valuable lesson of all. No matter how desperately you want to be super mom, never, ever pump and drive.